everyone, welcome to Comfort Life Channel. I'm glad to see you here today. Well, today I was going to make a vitamin mixture for myself and I thought, why wouldn't I share it with you? What if you like it? So as you know, the fall is coming in the winter months and so on, and we really need to take care of our immune system and our health. So the vitamin mixture, basically I call it vitamin mixture in a cup, I'm going to share with you today, is extremely simple and you will love the taste because I really I think it's like a dessert. So the ingredients of this is extremely simple and I consider it to be a real superfood. I know there's so many superfoods right there in the market, like, you know, mulberries, acai, and many others. But this is like, you know, 100% foolproof superfood mixture. You can make it home easily and it's affordable. So the main ingredients are going to be the dried fruits and the nuts, and also honey. As always, this recipe is easy and the ingredients are interchangeable, so you could omit some of the ingredients I used or use your favorite ones. I have mentioned honey, and in case you're vegan or you are allergic, make sure that you know about that because we are going to use nuts and honey, which are basically allergens. So make sure you're not allergic to any of the dried fruits as well, and then go ahead and make this mixture. So as for honey, you could omit using honey if you're allergic or vegan again, or you could use some like maybe homemade or organic fruit jam. Of course, it's not going to be that beneficial, but it's still going to be good, and all the other ingredients are still in it. The great advantage of using dried fruits is that they can retain their beneficial properties for a long time, and they are so widely used to strengthen your immune system, to support your cardiovascular system. They help to nourish your body with all the vitamins and minerals, like, you know, also add a lot of fiber, so they're like mineral salts, organic acids, and it's all in all like a biostimulator for your body. And of course I need to mention that this mixture will give you lots of strength and energy. It's rich in potassium and many other things, good things, and it's good for the brain as well. So now let's move to the recipe. In this recipe, I'm going to use equal amounts of various dried fruits. So I'm going to use 200 grams of each dried fruit, so basically each ingredient. You could use either more, either less, but make sure the amounts are equal. So I'm going to use 200 grams of raisins. You could use Manuka raisins, they are considered to be so good. But make sure you know that they have seeds in them. They are edible though, but some people just don't like it. I'm also going to use 200 grams of, I believe it's Turkish apricots. Well, I actually like Turkish apricots. I also have here 200 grams of Turkish figs. You know, they're basically bigger. They're also black figs. You could use them as well. And I'm also going to use prunes, another 200 grams of it. I believe 200 grams is 7 ounces, but I'll put the full recipe in the description bar down below this video. So as I have said, I'm using 200 grams of every dried fruit, and I'm also going to use 200 grams of, which is going to be a little bit more, of the walnuts. Well, I really love walnuts and I consider them to be, here you go, exactly 200 grams, to be a real superfood. As with the dried fruits, you always need to make sure that you're getting a good quality product. That's like the most important thing of all. Make sure it's organic and it doesn't contain any sulfates and oils. You know, sometimes you could easily check it. Let's say if you take a prune, this one looks pretty, you know, pretty normal, and it doesn't look like it has so much moisture or oil on top of it. And then if you get the product, sometimes you could just drop it in your hands and see if any oil is left in there. So as you can see here, this one has nothing in it, and I always use this brand. It's actually nuts.com. I really like them a lot. Their shipment is so fast. So normally what I do, I put everything in one big cup, and then I make sure I soak in hot water for like 10-15 minutes. You really need to do that because you need to make sure that it is really clean and soft, and that's what I normally do. And you leave it like that for 10 and 15 minutes, and then you get rid of the water and use whatever is left nice and clean. So once we're done with the ingredients and we are making sure our dry fruits are getting cleaned, we will need to basically mix everything together, and for this purpose I'm going to use my offering here a food processor. If you have a high-speed blender, just use that. And before I continue, I wanted to let you know that, let's say if you do not like walnuts and you maybe like don't like them, allergic, whatever, you could substitute them for any other nut that you definitely know that you are feeling good after, but I would definitely use walnuts like on the first place. If you also want to add some other nuts like 50-50 or also add sunflower seeds, just go for it. It's a perfect idea. As for the dried fruits, if you don't want to add all the fruits that all the dried fruits that I've added, you could whatever, substitute and meat one of them, and also add like other ones. Like they're pretty much like the good advice would be to add some dried cranberries, which is good for the urinary tract. You can also add some pumpkin seed if you want some, boost your zinc intake and so on. And there is also one addition you could add to this recipe, is to use either orange or lemon. I'm not using it right now, but I used to make this mixture before, and actually works pretty well. But make sure you're using organic orange or organic lemon. If you're not having an organic option, just omit or make sure you remove the skin. So basically now everything we'll need to do is put everything in a food processor. If you have those like meat grinder, it works perfectly well. And if you want to, let's say if you want to use the grinder and you don't have any processor, you could just put the nuts in a Ziploc bag and then just with something like, I don't know, the other end of the knife or this dough roller, make sure it comes to small pieces. So I always start with that, so make sure they come to some small pieces, and then I add the dried fruits. So the walnuts are in small pieces. You actually can make them, like into real small pieces, or you want them to be not that small. Just actually, according to your preference, you can work that out. So and now I'm going to add the dried fruits in there until we sort of get like a smooth paste. But the smoothness entirely depends on your preference. So these are my dried fruits. Once you remove the water, make sure that all the excess is basically removed. And now one by one, you just put everything in it and mix it up. Well, another good addition to this recipe is going to be ginger. It's like really according to your preference, because some people don't like that, or you never need to start making as much as I'm making right now. Just make a little bit and add a couple of two additions and see what you like really the best. So once you're done with mixing the dried fruits, make sure you put them, really looks like a very nice smooth paste. So what you can really do if you want to omit the honey, a good recommendation is probably to make those like energy balls, which is so popular right now. You just make some rounds and put them in a refrigerator, and there you have it. If you're using lemon or orange, you just make sure you put it together with the dry fruits and mix. Now the hardest part is to make sure this paste together with the nuts are getting very nice and smooth. But before doing that, I'm going to add honey. So now talking about honey, you need to always make sure you get raw, unprocessed honey, and my favorite brand is Really Raw Honey. It has even some pollen on top, and believe it or not, once I found the bee in there, or like the US Organic Bee Farms, it's also 100% certified organic honey. So you will need about 5 tablespoons of honey added to it. And what I need to tell you that before, I used to make a different mixture. If, let's say, for example, you don't like using the dried fruits, you could just make only the walnuts together with honey. Right? The process is going to be the same, but the thing is that a mixture of honey together with the nuts, they make this two ingredients sort of like a unique product, which again is a superfood, because it allows you to activate the metabolic processes. It helps people, like weak people, to recover from the illnesses. It also helps to prevent the various diseases, and it's good as recovery from the physical stress or the mental stress. And a good advice sometimes, if you feel that you are having too much anxiety and like you can't get things out of control, just sit down, take a deep breath, and eat a handful of walnuts. So they say that it helps really well. So now I'm just adding 5 tablespoons of honey. It might not be really easy because honey I'm using is not really liquid, but one by one I'm adding it in here. And once I'm done, I'm just going to mix it all over and get right back to you. So after mixing all the ingredients together and making a complete mess in my kitchen, I ended up with 2 cups like that. I usually keep it in the glass containers, like, you know, you can use plastic ones, whatever is comfortable for you. And make sure you store this mixture in the refrigerator and it lasts really a long time. As far as this mixture, you need to make sure that, of course, we used honey, dry fruits, and nuts. Of course, it has, like, you know, many calories in there, so it has sugars in there as well, but everything is natural. You're not going to really go crazy in this mixture. Just make sure you don't exceed eating 4 or 5 tablespoons a day, and make sure you treat it as a medicine. Well, for the kids, I won't recommend, or unless, you know, consult with your doctor, give this mixture to the kids younger than 3 years old. And then the kids older than 3 years should take 1 teaspoon a day, and then the adults could take it up to 2-3 times, 1 tablespoon each time. Preferably, you know, start in the morning, like half hour, 60 minutes before eating meal. But I normally don't follow these directions. I just have like 1 tablespoon throughout the day and 1 in the evening. So if you're afraid of getting extra weight, don't eat this in the evening, but I don't think that's going to be a problem for you. It's good when you just decide to drink it with your tea, and if you decide to make those, you want to roll those candies, you could also roll them in the coconut. I think that's going to work just well. So I think, and I really hope that you guys should like this recipe. It's really easy to make, like 10 minutes to make it and 10 minutes to soak the dry fruits, and it's very nutritious, it's very beneficial. It has loads, and like it has tons of minerals and vitamins, so essential for us, especially during this time of the year. And I wish you guys to stay very happy and very healthy. Enjoy every moment of your life and share it with your friends and family. Please put the thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you later.